I like how my lights create like a trajectory, or it changes the scenery of the room. It literally changes color. I don't know how it does it, but just with this light, cuz usually the lighting will remain the same, but since I have these on, it changes I can't even say the word, the trajectory of the room. It changes the scenery, the whole color, the atmosphere. I was gonna say the atmosphere, but that, I know it don't make no sense. um, I might put this on my main channel, and I might put it on my vlog channel. Yeah, because I kind of want to talk about what I've been basically talk about what I've been going through for the past couple of days. I got a tweet. I ain't gonna put it out there though. So I mean, I'm gonna show the date, but it's also that tweet I was talking about. So it's literally. Let me put my camera up because I don't know if I can. I don't know if anybody can see that. It's literally If I can pull up, can you clear? It's Tuesday, September 20. I say 22nd. It's September 2nd on a Tuesday, and I kind of want to talk about what I've been going through for the past couple of days. So it's been. Hold on, real quick. I need to get some cup of water. I forgot to fix me some water this morning. So it's been 18 days currently since I've kind of been on this healing process. I'm currently going on a spiritual journey. I have been going through a dark time for 3 months. Really, ever since I came back home, came back into this house that I live in currently. Not that my life has been horrible. Like, I didn't make any bad decisions. There's a lot of stuff I had holded on to for so long. When you deal with post traumatic experiences, that's something. Usually, it depends on the person, but usually those stuff, usually that negative energy being brought in that you consume, it just stays. It's just the ability of when you hold on to that, it literally carries on like a never ending cycle. Like you try to, and then with me, I try to carry. This is kind of something I have been carrying for a while, but it never came to my mind. It never crossed my mind, but it honestly did have something to do with the dark time I was facing at that current moment, because I noticed it when randomly one day I thought about my past, and then actually kind of going through like those couple of days of me healing, going through this healing process, and then jumping into this spiritual journey I'm going into. I noticed like I kind of randomly thought about what happened in my past, and then I thought about the decisions, the negative energy, and just the experiences and the actions and the habits I've done before, or I've gone through before, which kind of led to me experiencing this dark time I have been in that current moment. And that's energy that that still was draining me, even though I haven't done no particular action, or I haven't really made, well, I still had developed the same habits, and then made some decisions, some experiences, some circumstances I've gone through, which kind of still carried on that weight, which still literally carried on that weight of negative energy that's been consuming my eternal. I don't know if it's going to be the same for anybody out there, or it's going to be the same. I don't know if anybody has a similar situation. Maybe there is a few. Maybe there is people that might have the same experience, same situations, or something similar to what I've gone through. But basically, everything around us, we consume more negative energy than we do positive. And I'm trying to understand and then I just never understood and kind of recollect on how or why we consume so much negative energy than positive energy. But it's honestly has something to do with the perception of life and the world that we live in. We do live in a time where we do live in a world where it's very sinful. We live in a sinful world and it's very evil. So it's very powerful too. So it really shows how we carry on that negative energy all the time because it's always around us because this is a world we live in where there's always pure negativity, there's always energy in the air that's negative, it's evil, and there's so much around us that we can literally consume, and there's really no positive outlet when it comes to living in this world. I've been to church before when I was younger, but not too far back, but 7 months ago I went to this church, and it was literally a middle school. But long story short, short story long, I had this sensation, and I really did, and I really did feel the presence of the Lord God. I did really feel a strong presence, and mind you, I never really understood what this meant. I just had that intuition. I had that feeling of knowing that he is real, and there is a strong presence of him when it comes to being in an environment where when you're in an environment where it's holy. But at the time, I was still trying to understand it. Still prayed, still, and I got given a Bible, so I read that. I did that for probably I've been praying and I've been reading probably for a good 5 months up until that point, but progressively coming back here. Well, I was in college at the time, but me coming back here, but me even coming back here, I did it for a little bit, probably for like 2 weeks, and I stopped. But then after those 2 weeks went by, it progressively, it's like I was progressively, it's like I was progressively going back into the real world. It's like I was progressively, it's like I was progressively seeking back into the world because it was before it was me progressing and me understanding who the Lord is. At the time, it was me progressing to understand what our Lord God is. Progressively, I started to develop negative thoughts, and I would still journal, but then at that point, I stopped praying. I stopped reading my Bible, but I started to develop these negative thoughts in my brain just based off the situation I'm in. And those were the thoughts that I had. And I tried to make these thoughts go away, but I couldn't find no clarity. I couldn't find no answer. I tried journaling. I thought it would help, but I made it seem like journaling didn't help. So it got to a point where I wanted to stop writing my thoughts because it just wasn't helping me get rid of those negative thoughts that I had. Um, but then it progressed me like having these negative thoughts, and then it would just take a toll on my mental, or just to take a. I'm not even gonna say mental. It just took a toll of my whole internal, really, my whole realness of myself. And then it got to a point where I'm crying randomly. There's days where I just cry out of nowhere because of the same thoughts that the same thoughts I've been dealt with or dealing with. But long story short, like, there's times where I would cry. There's sometimes I would just get in. There's times where my emotions just take over, and there's times I don't want to talk. There's times where I didn't want to be bothered, and then it got to a point where I was just feeling nothing but anger and sadness. But demons don't have no emotion, but they only feel. Just watching ghost stories and hearing about spirits and not spirits but entities and just pure evilness, it's nothing but sadness and anger. That's what this world comes down to. It's always been like that for centuries, and for God knows how long it's been. But nothing but pure evil, nothing but anger and sadness is what I was feeling most of the time. And I just realized what that meant. Like, I mean, at least of right now, I realized what that meant. The world, the world, we revolve ourselves around, experiences and deals with nothing but pure anger and sadness, and then also numbs your feelings and numbs your expression of who you are. Because these people just take most of your energy, because all it's gonna do, just living this perception, it's like, yeah, you have to numb your feelings, you have to numb your expression of who you are. And it got to a point where it's like I had nothing but anger and sadness take over, and me not being myself, not being able to be myself. And I said that in my mind. I feel like I was losing myself because I noticed how I would get angry and then get sad right afterwards, which is weird because I never been like that. I never been that type of person. It's crazy how the world works. Then just one day I had that weird sensation in my head again, like I felt at that church I went to, and I'm realizing I'm hearing words. I'm hearing something speak to me. I'm seeing blah, blah, blah. But I heard these words in my head. It's like something was speaking to me. You see before me, and when I heard that, I understood what that meant. I was seeing the world. Then I was seeing the world before I was seeing the Lord God. God will protect. God will give grace, and he will give you the favor to feel his peace. That day I had that sensation in my head. It lasted for 3 to 4 hours, but it developed into a headache. And then the very day, I felt completely refreshed. I felt completely at peace. And I know I peaked it a little bit, but at the same time I didn't pay it no mind. But like as the day went on, I kind of noticed it. Like I felt like myself. I felt at peace. Like I felt like I can be who I am. I can be myself. I can be myself. Which was really, 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 really. I didn't know how to process it, but I had that feeling though. Um, so it has been 18 days. So far, so far within this process, um, I still do take in a lot of, I guess, a lot of positive energy and negative energy. Um, but I've been continuing to pray currently and then read my Bible, and then I recently started breathing in the morning. But it's slowly like I'm kind of developing this routine all the way because this will make me feel complete, and then like I'm leaning on a journey to feel more holy and really be a human and really be human. But I recently started box breathing, um where I would inhale where I would inhale for a certain amount of seconds and exhale longer than I inhale. But I do that for 4 minutes. I've been doing it every day. I've been starting to do it every day. And then I also have something else that kinda I also have something else since I've been going through this process. Just to go through this, it's like almost kind of getting far. It's kind of like getting far away as possible from the world. Like going through this process and going through this journey, it's like it can lead me to it can lead me to being. It's like almost leading me to give a graze distance away from the world, giving me a grace distance and not seeing and living that perception of life around the world. Oh my God. It's like giving me this grace distance. It's giving me this grace distance to get as far away from living and seeing the perception of life of the world. Living this perception of life around the world as much as possible. Allowing me to be a strong soldier. Allowing me to be a strong emperor. Step beyond all of this. Just be bigger than all of this. It will allow me just to be bigger than all of this. And then allow me to be holy than anybody. But not only would this make me better, not only that it is going to make me better, but I know it's going to make me better. And then I kind of do listen to other people's I kind of like lately I say most of the time I have been just working on my stuff. That's the only time I really be on social media is when I'm working on my content. And then like all I do kind of really is if I do watch something, the only thing I really do watch now is I watch other people's spiritual journeys. And I kind of I try to see and hear if I try to see and hear their journeys and see if it relates to me, or to make it seem like I'm not in this loophole, to make it seem like I'm not in this area where I'm not making sense. To make it seem like, because there's a descriptive language that's within me that that's kind of been given by the grace of God. And I notice how this descriptive language, I relate to it. It's similar, but it's real, it's powerful, and it's very spiritual too. So it's truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing. Um. Oh yeah. Um. I was gonna say, I got these given to me as well. I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to see it, but these are two crystals. I thought this was like a rock, but these are actually crystals. These were given to me by a lady that I associate with at a job. She's a manager, but she's also like me and her. We kind of not kind of. I'm not gonna say kind of. We translate we translate energy. She's actually on a spiritual journey as well, and I don't know that, but I obviously do. I obviously do know that, like without having to me like even talk about it or just ask, because I already know. Just based off her communication, the way she sees me, the way I hear her, we translate energy, and these are actually hers. So I already know she's on this spiritual journey as well because she has her experiences. She has her own life too. Where she talked about that she explained to me about, and she's also on a spiritual journey. But long story short, she is in school, and she's working on her healing as well. But it's been 10 years she's been doing that because she used to be a drug addict. Um, she told me she used to be a drug addict, and it was hard for her to really. It was hard for her, but and then like she felt the same way where she was losing herself and she didn't know who she was. So she's been on that journey for a good 10 years, just kind of quitting all the drugs. But luckily I had a time where I can actually go at least express to someone, especially being in an environment where I have the ability to go speak my piece to somebody who actually um understands that intuition. I know I've been rambling, but I hope and pray nothing for the best for every single person who is watching, whoever sees this. I pray for your well being. I pray for your well being. I'm sorry for my voice keep cracking. uh, I pray for everybody's well being. Um, Hopefully you're doing well as much as I am. But all I can really say is living in this world is very, very unbalanced. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling to live and to really even interpret. But living in this world is really unbalanced. And I've said this too, even before I even got on this healing process. But, and in low key, I feel like I've been on it before, but I kind of stepped away from it. So it's really on me. It was really on me. I really believe like I've stepped away from it for a while. But I just got a reminder right in here. It's been in there. I just need to go seek it. I just need to go see it and hear it with my own two eyes and my own two ears. Um, it's very hard. It definitely is very hard, but I'm not letting, what the fuck? I'm just not, I'm just not gonna let this consume me. I'm just not gonna let this consume me. And I've done some stuff yesterday, which I know very out of pocket, but it's not bothering me anyway. I still feel the exact same right now. I still am at peace. I do feel at peace still. Um, but there is some stuff that can literally like drag you away from that if it keeps up. Like there will be some stuff in this life that will drift you away from you experiencing peace. Um, there is some stuff that will drift you away from that. Um, the only way you can really balance yourself out is if you let the world be the way it is, and then you be neutral with yourself. You stay neutral to yourself, to the core. You stay neutral with yourself because projecting energy out into this world, um, is kind of draining to me. I noticed that like when I give my energy to something, and then I'll have no more energy to do a certain task or anything. It's like I kind of consumed more than I kind of drained more than I consumed my energy. I drained more than I consumed my energy. Kept it sacred for myself. Um, Not everybody deserves your energy, unless it's to the right people, unless to the people that really need it or do deserve it. Because that could just be used against you, regardless. Like I suspect evil, no matter what. I suspect no evil. So I don't project my energy because people's energy is very negative. Um, but I honestly can say it's not their fault because we're all humans and we really can't do much. We really can't do too much because I'm like for me like I got this from Kevin Gates, but we're really nothing. We're really we're really nothing. But we do have souls, but we're really nothing. I can't control. I don't have the power. Um, I can't control, which controlling is very evil. I can't control, or neither can I heal. It's not my ability to do any of that stuff. If I was to heal myself, I literally couldn't. Nothing would happen. Literally nothing would happen. Like anything that would help. Like there is some stuff that would like. It's like a lot of this stuff that I do, that I enjoy. It's like therapy. It's definitely therapy. It's definitely a way to, um, tune out much of the negative energy that consumes. It's almost like You can project anything that you want to do to release, release tension, release energy, and really get everything out. So that way you can feel empty and neutral with yourself. But I pray for each and every one of you. I'm not gonna force anything. I'm not gonna force anything, but if this does help, see yourself, or not see yourself, see your life within the Lord instead of the world. It might not make sense to you right now, but there's a difference. It's a huge difference because I feel like I'm much bigger than anything. I feel like I'm much bigger than anything, really. Seek your life within God instead of the world. I know it might not make sense to you right now, but, and then also, remain neutral. Remain neutral. Always be real with yourself. Be truthful with who you are. Because you can shine above no other. You can shine above no other. But always be real with yourself and always be truthful. Because this world is a lie. Every day. Every day we breathe, this life is a lie. And then it can tear you down with it. It can just tear you down. It could take control over yourself. It could just literally like energy is so sacred. It's powerful. It's who we are. And the rocks that I have collects um um these rocks that I have, the crystals that I have, they reflect off energy positively because of light, and then crystals are reflective amongst light, just like we reflect off energy, but we don't really reflect off energy, but we really translate energy. But energy is really a big thing. So so with the crystals that I have, these crystals have the ability to so we're really your left side is your feminine side, and your right side is your masculine side. So anything your feminine side has remains and has that positive energy, while the other side has that negative. It's like yin and yang almost, like where you have the negative energy that you can take in from this side, and it can kind of balance out instead of you having all this negative energy on yourself and then having all this positive energy, which we really, like, honest to God, we really consume more negative in this world than positive. We really consume more negative than positive energy in this world, um, because the only light is not here on earth with us. It's up and holy. It's all holy within the above, with the skies above, and that's where the light shines. It's where the light. It's where the sky is above. It's where the sky is above. Um, so living in this world, we have it's the ability of consuming more negative than positive. So anything on this side is negative, and then what it does when when the rocks reflect off light, it can also consume more negative energy too. Because any energy it consumes, it can just reflect. It can just consume right back into those crystals. So any positive we take in, it can consume. Any negative we take in, it can also any energy in general we consume it. Because we do take in a lot, and it kind of reflects on how our days are, too. Also, and and I have the ability to reflect on everything too. What happened in a day? I have that tendency. I have that motive, because we take in a lot. I know, especially for me, and then I reflect, and I also hold a lot of stuff. um, so and then basically what I do with these crystals, since all the energy that's consumed, and which reflects off light also, which is positive and negative, um, to really balance it out, um, what I have to do with these crystals, I have to put them in salt. I have to condense the crystals in salt, so it can just condense and decay all that negative energy, and now all of it's in the salt instead of the crystals. So I condense all the negative energy within the salt, and then I do it before bed, and as soon as I wake up, um I remove the rocks from the salt, and then put it right. I brush all the salt off, put it right back in my pocket, and that's the ability. I mean, and then also I've heard stories about people using crystals. Um, not I didn't have anything against it, nor did I like agree and believe in crystals. It was just more like, what does this mean? Like, why do people believe in crystals, and what do they even do? What do they mean? I was just more reflective. I was more observant and just asking more than just believing and non-believing. So for me, if do I believe in crystals? I'm not really sure, but I'm not really sure, but I don't. It's not like I don't, but it's just like I'm kind of in the air with it because it's kind of a process. It's a kind of a process. It's kind of a process too. So, um, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I know I haven't been looking at the camera, um, but yeah, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Hopefully, you will be able to live and be. Hopefully, you can be and live up to your true potential. He will protect you. He will give you grace. Ask him for a favor to give you peace.